Hey, this is Dave from metalepidemic.com. Thank you for checking out our YouTube video. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button below if you like this type of content, and we hope you enjoy the review. What is up, people? It is Dave, it is Duncan, it is Kyle from Metal Epidemic, back with another review. And for this review, Duncan, Kyle and I have been checking out the new EP from Icelandic rockers Volcanova.
EP? Dave, surely you mean long-awaited album. Because the album that came out, the album that must have come out before this, you would have told me was coming out, and you didn't until a year later. Not that I'm holding a grudge.
Yes, Duncan, if you say so. The band's new EP, Cosmic Bullshit, will be released on February 25th via the Sign.
Fluent in that. So absolutely 100% fluent in Cosmic Bullshit. So I'm here to translate.
Volcanova are a three-piece band from Iceland, formed in 2014, and have one album, Radical Waves, from 2020, which I told Duncan about.
Is it out?
2020, Duncan,
Shit,
yeah. Told you about that album back in 2020.
Need to download this.
We actually did a reaction video to a track called Sushi Sam from
Sushi
that album.
Sam!
Cracking.
Love it.
And we were both, as you can tell, really into that track from the album. So I'm glad we're finally getting to talk about these guys, because we've been talking about them for long enough off air, and they definitely deserve to have, or deserve to be on more people's radars. Good old Volcanova. They have a fairly kind of fuzzy, kind of stonery sound. If you like bands like Fu Manchu or Red Fang or the Atomic Bitchwax, then you'll probably find something to enjoy in their sound. This new EP was recorded and mixed by Helge Durhus of Studio Helvete in August and September 2021.
He's killing it. Oh yeah, like that pronunciation was on fucking point, bud.
I made it sound like it was right. It's probably not.
No, I think it was right. There wasn't a bit where I was like, there was no cringe in there at all.
You just got to deliver it with confidence, and then people are like, oh yeah, that sounds legit. Yeah.
Every Icelandic listening is like, fuck, he lives here.
Yeah. Or like, oh, what language was that? This was mastered by Ibsen Willems of Studio Berserk. So, 6 tracks, 26 minutes in length. The new EP from Volcanova. Cosmic Bullshit. This is like kind of as I expected going into this. Like, this is a hell of a lot of fun. Like, and I think that's one of the main things. We picked that up from the Sushi Sam video. These guys are not taking themselves too seriously. They're having a good time, and they're writing, super catchy stoner rock songs. And I think, like, if you've never heard the band before, I think this EP gives you a good variety of their sound. They show you all of their sides, from the kind of fuzzed out, like sludge-soaked riffs and the harmony-laden choruses that you'd expect from the band. But they also give you a little bit more melody, a little bit kind of light and shade as well on tracks like End of Time, which is kind of in keeping with the kind of cosmic part of the EP title. I quite enjoyed that, like, kind of hazier, more experimental side of the band.
Works really well on the EP, and the totally position that it's in as well. It works really well on the EP.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like a little bit of Kyuss. Just on occasion they weren't afraid to get more kind of psychedelic every now and again. And it kind of reminded me of that a little bit, which was cool. And like you said, sat right in the middle. It's a kind of break up on the EP, which is cool. But then you've got other tracks where they go like more kind of high octane, like No Wheels, where they're really like pushing the gas pedal further at the floor, and they lay right into that cowbell, which I fucking love. And it's kind of perfectly placed after that End of Time track. It really kind of gets you back in the mood, right back in the groove. I think we've definitely mentioned this on the reaction, but one thing these guys are really good at are the vocal harmonies. And it's not just 2 vocals. I've got 3-part harmonies here from the band, and I think when they kick in, they really kind of elevate them and elevate those like choruses, really thicken them up. You can hear it on tracks like Gold Coast, which already has like that kind of killer groove riff, but it sounds even more hooky because of those harmonies that they've added in. I found this like a really easy listen. You know, it's like, as I said, 26 minutes long. It flies by, plenty of hooks to get into. I think the only kind of small criticism that I had, and it's probably the kind of drummer in me being a bit pedantic, but I didn't love the snare sound on the EP. It's really it's a bit flat, a little bit kind of slappy sounding for me. I think when I was listening, I was thinking, I wish it had a little bit more kind of warmth, a little bit more character to it. I think it would have worked better with this particular sound and production. But it's a very small thing, and it was pretty much the only thing that I didn't like about the EP. Everything else I was absolutely hooked in, and I'm looking forward to hearing another album. That's right, they already have an album out, Duncan, but hopefully we get
when's it being released?
That was back in 2020. I think
did you never tell me about it?
Probably mentioned it. Pretty sure I mentioned it. It's probably recorded somewhere.
So it's went from I did to I'm pretty sure. See, by the time we finish this recording, he's going to be like, I didn't tell you.
What about you guys? Like Kyle, you'd never really heard Volcanova before, I'm assuming. I don't think you were in the reaction. So, what did you make of the EP?
I was under the assumption that all metal music that came from Iceland was black metal. I was proven extremely wrong. What I like is their liberal use of My Friend the Cowbell.
Me too, yeah.
As a fellow cowbell lover, I could not get over it. It's just on every track, and it's just, almost every track, I think, and it made me happy to listen to. This has, it's like you said, it is really easy to listen to, and easy to put on repeat, just over and over and over and over again. I just want more of it when it's over. I really hope they come up with an album soon. I want more. I just want more. They've got kick-ass riffs. Like you mentioned, the vocal harmonies are insanely good.
Yeah.
The songwriting is super catchy, but in a really good way. It's not like repeated bits here and there. It's really, really good, easy to get your ears and head around and stuff. The vocal tone itself is fantastic. I really love the tone of that guy. And when they harmonize and everything, it's really, really good. It just digs deep down and just brings something out that makes you, this is great. But they're not like you said, the stoner rock kind of stuff is I think they mentioned desert rock in the and I was like, actually that's pretty apt description, but I mean it's not really like much else I've heard either. They've got their own sound and their own way of doing things, and I think it's definitely down to they don't take themselves so seriously, and they're not singing serious songs, and they've called their EP Cosmic Bullshit, which I love, by the way. That's fantastic. And great length for an EP, 26 minutes. It's just flies by again and again and again and again and again. And I do want to mention that bass tone. Holy
the bass tone's amazing.
Oh my god. It was just all the way through. That's what a bass should fucking sound like.
Three-piece as well. You need that in a three-piece. You know what I mean?
I actually didn't grab the fact it was a three-piece until he just said it. And I'm like, that's a three-piece? What? Holy shit. It sounds so good.
Yeah.
But I do love the production, even though I will actually agree the snare was a bit sounds like a slap in the face every time it goes off. But I mean, other than that, I really liked it. I enjoyed the hell out of this. I listened to it about 700,000 times. I mean, it's just been on repeat because it's amazing to have on the background this as well. You can do anything with it. So
yeah, definitely feel good vibes as well when you've got on, isn't it?
But in the right way. It's not like feel good, happy music. It's feel good, but rock and metal, and it's great, and I love it. So
nice. Duncan, what do you think?
Before we get into the review, I just want to pitch my new business strategy here. Attorney at law defending snare drum sounds since this podcast right now. I don't like. Tune your drums and rubbish. Right, the snare sounds fine. I know what you like. You're both of these are. You're that happy that you're looking for something to pick a flaw in. It's not offensive.
It just jumped out at me. It's like maybe that could have been a bit different, but
it's fine. It's fine and it works. It sits fine in there. This
works fine. It just could have been a little bit different.
I disagree. So I think this now for the realms of doing this review, I'm going to have to acknowledge I have listened to the previous album. 2020. Found out about myself in 2021 though, because no one told me. But yeah, like this is to me the natural progression. It isn't too different from what they were doing before, but at times I think personally their songwriting is, and I hate to use the word, but here it's coming, a bit more mature. Like when you listen to Open Our Salem, there you finally get a kind of hint of that Black Sabbath stuff that, you know, is kind of always kind of peppered in there, but never really fully utilised. There's a bit of Iommi on the guitar sound in terms of how some of the kind of riff hooks that you know finish and build into the next one. Really, really liked that. The aforementioned production that we mentioned, bass is nice and thick, guitars are nice and fuzzy, production overall really suits it. Vocals are distinctive though, and you need that. I think when you mention bands like Kyuss, a band that I love Kyuss, I sometimes think that they were a bit criminal with the vocals. I didn't always think that the vocals were produced the best that they should be, and like everything else can sound fuzzy, but the vocals should sound clear. And they have the next level up in their arsenal in that they have the ability to do 3-part harmony, and it works really, really well, and they don't use it too much, and when it does come in, it does elevate the music, which is, you know, cool. Gold Coast, can't imagine there's a Gold Coast in Iceland. Ash Coast is probably more likely, but yeah, I mean, once again, it kind of transports you. You would never, if you switch these guys on and you know, had never heard them before or any of the blurb, you would struggle to pick this is where they are in the world, because they do they have a kind of authentic kind of, you mentioned Fu Manchu, Kyuss, kind of desert rock inspired sound. So it instantly makes you think American band, and they really aren't. So tracks like Gold Coast, once again, it's been a little bit playful, but you know, it's a complete banger. Desolation, complete banger. End of Time is where this shines for me, because this is a level of their songwriting. This is what I mean about them maturing up, that we didn't really get on the previous album, where, you know, it lands perfectly in there. It's a bit more experimental. It's not, you know, it's not going way off the reservation. It's still keeping very much within their sounds. It's just they're flexing it a bit more and they're trying a bit more stuff, and it is a triumph. It genuinely works. Like Dave says, you then get like copious amounts of cowbell on No Wheels, which brings you right back in. And then Lost Spot is a great EP closer. So, I mean, this to me is, if you're waiting for the next Volcanova album, this is going to fill that gap nicely. You know what I mean? It gives you enough to be excited for those guys going in. It sounds like they spent their kind of lockdown time wisely, and they didn't do the thing where they, you know, they did a 3-hour album or, you know, like that. They kind of kept it sharp, did what they do really, really well, and come at the end with something that genuinely will put a smile on your face. It's got feel-good vibes and hooks all the way right through it. And they're one of those bands that just makes me excited whenever we get a chance to talk about them, or whenever I know that they're going to have some new stuff out. I think they're one definitely to keep your eye on. They remind me the same way I get when I listen to like a new Clutch album, and that kind of like after the first song you're like, oh, we're in safe hands right to the very end. And as soon as Salem had finished, I was like, that right, you do whatever you want now on this EP. You've got me in. So it's great to have them back. This is a great release if you're into any of the aforementioned bands I mentioned, or you just like good music and something that put a smile on your face, then Cosmic Bullshit is the EP for you definitely this month, and you should get on it.
Definitely. So what do we think rating wise for Cosmic Bullshit from Volcanova? As I said, I had a good time with this. It's short, it's snappy, you can stick it on loop. It's feel good, but and they're flexing, as you said, different kind of sides of their sound with a little bit more kind of experimentation, which I liked as well. I had a few issues with the drums, but nothing major. I would say this is a good stopgap before the next album. I'd probably say 4 out of 5 on this one. Kyle, what are you thinking?
I will come in with an absolute agreement on that. 4 out of 5. More cowbell, please.
Nice. And Duncan?
I will give it 4 slappy snare drums out of 5.
Excellent. So the new one from Volcanova, It drops on February 25th on the Sign Records. I'll put links below to the band's Facebook and to their Bandcamp so you can check it out. Check out the pre-order. Let us know what you think. Once you've heard the singles, once you've heard the EP, drop some comments in below. Happy to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. That is the review. Thank you for checking it out. We'll be back with a new review very soon. But until then, take care. Speak to you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.